Once upon a time, in an alternative reality, there existed a world plagued by the rise of tyrants and genocidal leaders. King Leonard II, Adolf Hitler, Benito Mussolini, and others like them emerged as powerful figures who committed heinous acts of genocide, causing immense suffering and devastation. This is a dark tale of their atrocities and the measures taken by the world to stop them and seek justice for their victims. King Leonard II was a charismatic ruler who ruled over a vast kingdom with an iron fist. Fueled by his desire for power and dominance, he believed in the superiority of his race and sought to eliminate anyone he deemed unworthy. He implemented ruthless policies that targeted ethnic and religious minorities, leading to mass killings and forced displacements. His genocidal campaign was driven by a toxic mix of hatred and delusions of grandeur. Adolf Hitler, known as the Führer, rose to power in Germany with a similar ideology of racial superiority. His Nazi regime unleashed terror upon the world during World War II. Hitler planned to exterminate the Jewish population, whom he blamed for Germany's economic and social troubles. Under his command, concentration camps were established, resulting in the systematic murder of millions of innocent people. Hitler's reign of terror left an indelible mark on history. Benito Mussolini, the dictator of Italy, aligned himself with Hitler's fascist ideology. Mussolini pursued expansionist policies, aiming to establish an Italian empire reminiscent of the Roman era. He sought to suppress dissent and consolidate his power, resorting to brutal tactics against those who opposed him. His regime committed numerous atrocities, particularly in Ethiopia, where chemical weapons were used indiscriminately against civilians. King Leonard II, once a formidable ruler with an iron grip on his kingdom, met his downfall in a series of events that would forever be etched in the annals of history. His defeat was marked by a combination of strategic brilliance, popular uprising, and a twist of fate that ultimately sealed his fate. King Leonard II, known for his tyrannical rule and oppressive policies, had amassed vast wealth and power at the expense of his subjects. The people had long suffered under his cruel reign, living in poverty while he luxuriated in opulence. But little did he know that discontent had been simmering beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to erupt. A group of courageous rebels, led by a charismatic and cunning leader named Ariana, emerged from the shadows. Their goal was to liberate the kingdom from the clutches of King Leonard's tyranny. Through careful planning and covert operations, they rallied the oppressed masses, igniting a spark of hope and resistance. As the rebellion gained momentum, Ariana employed a strategy that would cripple King Leonard's power base. She devised a campaign of disruption, sabotaging supply lines, and crippling the economy. This not only weakened the king's ability to maintain control but also further emboldened the people to rise against him. In a daring move, Ariana and her rebels infiltrated the royal palace, unveiling the true extent of King Leonard's corruption to the court and the nobility. The revelation of his misdeeds shattered the loyalty of those who had once stood by his side, leaving him isolated and vulnerable. Cornered and desperate, King Leonard II retreated to his fortified stronghold, believing it to be an impenetrable fortress. However, fate had a different plan in store for him. Unbeknownst to the king, a long-lost member of the royal family, Prince Sebastian, returned from exile with an army of loyalists. They sought to reclaim the throne that had been stolen from them by King Leonard's treachery. Aided by Ariana's rebels, Prince Sebastian's forces laid siege to the stronghold, launching a relentless assault. The combined might of the rebellion and the prince's army proved too much for the once mighty king. Despite his best efforts to rally his remaining loyalists, King Leonard II found himself overwhelmed and outmatched. In a climactic showdown, King Leonard II met his demise. During the battle, as the tide turned against him, he was struck down by an arrow shot by an anonymous rebel. His death marked the end of an era characterized by oppression and cruelty, with the fall of King Leonard II, the kingdom underwent a profound transformation. Prince Sebastian ascended the throne, pledging to usher in an era of justice, equality, and prosperity. The defeat of King Leonard II served as a poignant reminder that even the mightiest rulers are not immune to the will of the people and the forces of righteousness. As the world witnessed the horrors perpetrated by these leaders, a collective sense of outrage and determination began to grow. Nations realized that the evil acts committed by these tyrants could not go unchecked, and they united to put an end to their reigns of terror. World War II became a turning point in the fight against these genocidal leaders. The Allies, led by countries such as the United States, the United Kingdom, and the Soviet Union, joined forces to defeat the Axis powers and liberate those oppressed by their rule. The war was waged on multiple fronts, with military operations, intelligence efforts, and the resilience of the resistance movements working in tandem to bring about their downfall. The world, scarred by the atrocities committed, resolved to hold these leaders accountable for their crimes. The Nuremberg trials were conducted to prosecute and pass judgment on those responsible for the Holocaust and other war crimes. Similar tribunals were established for Mussolini and other leaders who had committed atrocities. The measures taken to stop and seek revenge on these genocidal leaders were multifaceted. Military intervention and liberation efforts were coupled with efforts to rebuild societies shattered by war. The establishment of international bodies such as the United Nations aimed to prevent future conflicts and protect human rights. Education and remembrance initiatives were put in place to ensure that the lessons of history would never be forgotten. In the end, the world emerged from this dark chapter with a renewed commitment to peace, justice, and the protection of human life. The legacy of these leaders remains a stark reminder of the depths of human evil, serving as a testament to the resilience and determination of those who fought against them. The world vowed never to let such atrocities happen again, taking measures to prevent the rise of future genocidal leaders and promoting a more compassionate and inclusive global society.